Speaking of wrestling, what makes you become a pro wrestler? Hockey player, football player? What turns you into becoming a pro wrestler?
My brother. Well, anyway, Scott was at the University of Minnesota, and he started his first 2 years. His freshman year, he was a starter for the University of Minnesota, and then for 2 years he started, and then they changed coaches. The new coach, I don't know names, but he came in. He brought in, well, obviously he brought in his own talent, right? And Scott kind of got set to the side, and so basically in his senior year. He still liked football, but he was kind of disgruntled with it. And so I think he talked to, and Jim Brunzell went to the University of Minnesota. So see if Vern Gagne is having a camp. Maybe you can become a wrestler. I mean, as an amateur, actually, quite frankly, there is no amateur wrestling up in northern Minnesota. He was running this camp for Vern.
Mm.
And so it was Ricky Steamboat and Scott and Buck Zumhoff. And they went through the camp. And then, so he comes out. Now he gets to, Vern sends him off places. And now about that time, Scott's getting in. I'm finishing up skating at up here in Duluth, my hockey. I didn't make it all the way through college. I got about 2.5 years in, and coach didn't seem like to play me too much. But anyway, so one day I walked out off the ice, and that was it. But then Scott said, "Hey, well, get out of Duluth. Get out of Duluth. You got to get out of Duluth." And so I said, well, he was down in Charlotte running with Ric Flair, Blackjack Mulligan, Crusher Blackwell. All the people that were down there at that time. Christ. We went over to Ric Flair's house, and we're doing squats out in the sun. I'm from northern Minnesota.